obligation. He next explains what that means, saying, not as men pleasers. The word is also found only here and again in Ephesians 6:6. It indicates someone who is willing to please man rather than God. The idea of both of these words is that a bondservant is to look to his duties to his master, whether he's a good master or a crummy one, as if he was actually serving the Lord. In so doing, he would be a responsible representative of the Lord in the presence of his master. Okay, if I was at the mall every day working and I was always stealing something, or if I was always doing something I shouldn't be doing, and everybody knew that, and then I went and talked to him about Jesus, what do you think the reaction would be? Now, I sit there and I do things, and they when they first see me, I see new people get into the car like they're going to the deli. And here's this guy with these dirty old clothes, and I'm feeding all the birds with the bags of garbage next to me. I do it every morning. And I see these girls like talking. And then after about 2 weeks, they're like, hi, Charlie. You know, it just takes a while to know that I'm not as crazy as I look, okay? But, so I do things that people may think are a little odd at first, but I'm not doing anything that would be bring the Lord into reproach when I do talk to them about Jesus. And I try to get to everybody eventually. I have to have the right time. You just need to make sure that you don't ever. But the girl that I talked to today, last week, I was walking by and I said, Lord, if she comes out, because she's been there long enough now where she knows me and she knows I'm not just going to come up and accost her or something. So I said, Lord, if she comes out to her car today, I will go talk to her. And she never did. And so today I was walking by and I had my buckets, and she's coming from her car with this big heavy thing. And I said, here, let me take that. Well, as far as I'm concerned, the obligation is still on last week. So I said, well, when I get in there, I'm at least going to introduce the subject. And I'm glad I did, because she didn't want to stop. She wanted to hear more and more and more. So praise God. We'll see what happens with her. But wonderful stuff. Anyway, but you're not going to be able to do that if you're out there doing things you shouldn't be doing at work. Okay, so not as men pleasers. Okay, the idea of both of these words, I read that. In so doing, he would be a responsible representative of the Lord in the presence of his master. This is explained in the next words, but as bondservants of Christ. By acting as a bondservant of Christ, even for his earthly master, he will then be doing it in sincerity of heart, fearing God. That's Paul's words. Paul puts a stress on the value of the heart being sincere in the performance of the bondservant's duties. In this sincere attitude, a demonstration that one's heart is directed toward a proper fear of God is seen. Okay? The Lord is reading the hearts, but that will also be expressed in how you do your duties, and the master will see it as well. And it is God who looks upon the heart to determine the value of all people's actions.